Welcome, sellers. One thing that makes eBay so special is the way we connect people and build communities to create economic opportunity for all. Supporting small businesses has positive impacts for communities around the world. That's why in 2020, we launched our Up and Running Grants program, providing small business owners with $10,000 grants to propel their businesses forward. I'm Barry Colleen, Global Head of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion here at eBay.
And I'm Mari Corella, General Manager of Home and Hard Goods at eBay. The Up and Running program goes beyond grant money. Our grantees also have the opportunity to enroll in a business acceleration program, essentially a 5-week training program with eBay to grow their business. And new this year, sellers also receive a $500 credit to spend on eBay refurbished technology to support their business while reducing their environmental impact.
That's a great addition, especially as we've heard from our sellers that updated technology is an incredible accelerator to success. In total, 200 sellers have now received an Up and Running grant for their business. And today, I am thrilled to introduce one of those sellers. I actually had the privilege of presenting her with her Up and Running grant back in 2020. Please welcome Sandra Gustard of Fountain Pimento Oil to the stage. Thank you for joining us.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Of course. So Sandra, could you tell us just a bit about your story, your entrepreneurship journey, and a bit about your store?
Okay, so I'm from London and I moved to New York in 1997. I came here as a music journalist, excuse me. That's what I did in the UK. I was a journalist and I came to New York for better opportunities in the music industry. I was working at a records company in Lower Manhattan, and everywhere I went, people stopped me about my clothes, my shoes, my hair, and that's how my selling journey started. I didn't sell anything previously in the UK, so when I went home that Christmas, I just said, I'm just going to bring back European clothes and sell to people, and that's what I did. Fast forward to 2008, my parents are Jamaican. I went to Jamaica on a trip. I'd been in a car accident and I had pinched nerves in my back and my shoulder, and I'd been taking cortisone shots. So a friend told me about a mineral spa called Bath Fountain in rural Jamaica, so I went there. And I bathed under the sulfur water, and then they massage you with a preparation, which I now sell myself, called Pimento Oil. All right, so I had the best sleep ever, and I went back a couple of days later to see how I could bring it back to New York to sell to my clothes clients. They told me how they made it, basically what was in it. When I got back to New York, I went to the FDA at the airport to find out if you could bring such a preparation to New York and what the procedure was. They told me, told the people in Jamaica, ordered my oil, was waiting for it. And when it finally arrived, they sent me 15 gallons of vegetable oil, right? So it was nothing, it didn't smell of what it was supposed to be. It had no leaves in it. So basically, I was disappointed, you know what I'm saying? Because I wasted a lot of money and it was vegetable oil. But, I couldn't shake the idea because it helped me so much and I knew that other people would benefit. So they'd already told me what was in it. So I just had to wait till someone else was going to Jamaica, and I asked them to bring me back the fever grass, pimento, peppermint leaves, and all the other stuff. And I do radio in New York, so by the summer of 2008, I'd made a formula, right? I got the leaves and I made my own, and I would give it away on the radio. I explained to the listeners about Bath Fountain, about pimento oil, what it did for me, and by then I'd obviously did a lot more research about the remedial benefits of those herbal products. So I was able to talk competently about what the ingredients could do for you as far as nerve damage, back pain, sciatica, all that stuff. So people called in. So I would be sending out 60, 80 little bottles a week, and people started to call back, within a few weeks, and ask where they could buy it. So that's when I knew I had a good formula. And I just went ahead and full-on produced it. And by January of 2009, I had a proper product, okay? So Pimento Oil was born. I already had a company called Cockney Fine Style, so I just added doing business as Fountain Pimento Oil. And I had a website. I opened my website and then I went on eBay. eBay was natural because my daughter, she was selling trainers. She collects, buy and sells. So she was selling her trainers on there. So I just got onto her account before I opened mine. And that's how my selling journey started.
Wow. Sandra, that's a beautiful story.
Yeah.
Now, take us back to the fall of 2020. You and I are on a Zoom call.
Right. Yeah.
You're on your mobile phone, you're in your kitchen, and I'm interviewing you. I'm asking you a bunch of questions about your business, about yourself, about why you're a grantee or should be a grantee for this program. Take us back to that time. Like, what were you thinking when you found out that eventually, hey, you were a grant winner and we wanted to make this investment in you?
Well, you know what? I was driving. I got a phone call from an unknown number on the previous Friday afternoon. I was driving back from Manhattan. I'd gone to buy some supplies and a girl called and she said, oh, she's from eBay. And I'm like, really? Do you know what I'm saying? So anyway, she said, we're inviting you to a Zoom call about the grant. So I just thought I was a finalist, so I spent the weekend, I was excited and I spent the weekend, preparing like, what might you ask me? So when the Zoom call was scheduled, obviously I didn't dress up. I was in my home, I was in the kitchen, because I just thought it was a screening process. Do you know what I'm saying? So, when you, Beric, when you did say you won, I was like, you lot tricked me, because I wouldn't even, I wasn't expecting it. So it was a real pleasant surprise. And if you remember, I just ran through the house screaming, opening all my children's room door, we got money, yeah. Because during the pandemic, it was really, really difficult. My orders went up, but we couldn't get any packaging. And most of the companies that I use in America, in New York, I didn't know that they purchased their packaging supplies from China. And then obviously you couldn't get the product. So I ended up having to buy glass bottles, glass Boston round bottles, but my labels didn't fit, the shipping costs went up, and it was just a mess. So that was an issue that I was really eager to resolve. So that money, because that's the first thing I thought of. I'm going to be able to get the bottles because things were scheduled to start coming back into New York. And I had a product in the making. It had already been researched with people, an exfoliation coffee scrub. And obviously 2020, I couldn't bring it to market because everything just got messed up. So, that's what I saw the money for, and labels, but mostly packaging, because that was the sore point, like driving to stores and buying from eBay sellers, buying shampoo bottles, different colors, but they were the right size. But, 2020 was difficult. Yeah.
That's an amazing story. And it's amazing that the grant helped you to not only solve an issue, but to also expand your business.
It did.
So tell us about how you beta test products, and more importantly, can I be a beta tester?
You can, definitely. So like I told you, I do radio. My radio name is Lady English, and I'm always talking about I like nature, I like natural products. I advocate for herbal medication as far as possible. I don't like the system that I've discovered since moving to New York. You go to a doctor, they don't help you to treat the cause of your issue. They just give you like 5, 10 refills of a medication, and I don't really like that. So I like to talk about people finding out the benefits of food grade products, like how mine are made. So nutmeg, for instance, has remedial benefits, right? Eucalyptus, peppermint, olive oil, castor oil, all things, excuse me, all things that you can eat with no harmful side effects, but they also have remedial properties. So that's what I'm about, and that's how I test products on my listeners, right? So if I have something new that I want to try to see, because it might work for me and my children, but that's not fair. You need to put it out into the wider universe. So I always invite people to call, and I'll send you products. I also do free massages at nursing homes and churches, okay? Because most of my consumers is of the senior demographic or middle-aged men and women, do you know what I'm saying? So I use them as my guinea pigs, as it were, to try products to grow and thicken hair, treat bald spots, and of course, people who have joint inflammation, back pain. We have a lot of audience who work in the health industry. They're on their feet all day, so they can have swollen ankles, knee problems. So that's how I get it out there. I give it away for free. And then that's how it grows and builds from there.
Love that you give back to the community.
All the time.
I feel like we learned so much about you and about resilience and innovation. You're truly inspiring.
Thank you.
So just one last question for you.
Mm-hmm.
What advice do you have for small business owners or someone who's looking to start their own business?
One thing I've learned about growing a business or starting a business is that, you know, you have to, the reason why you're getting into business has to be right in the beginning, right? So it can't be just because you want to make money, right? So it has to be something you're passionate about and you can convey a message convincingly about what your product, you know, the solution that you're going to provide, right? Case in point, my own case in point, I sell string vests, right? Popular products in Caribbean communities in New York and popular in the UK, right? String vests. And I came across the idea to do string vests for dogs, right? So I went ahead and ordered like 10,000 units. I sent a pattern to Asia and got 10,000 product back. I had some samples and people were receptive to the samples, but I don't have a dog, right? And I don't really have an interest in a dog, right? So the stuff came and I still have most of them in my house. So for all the marketing that I've done and, you know, all the places that I've been, all the product that I've given away for free, they're not moving. And I think it's because I'm not interested. I think it's just because I saw an opening because I sell adult string vests and I've seen that people are dressing their dogs. So I just thought, well, why not have string vests for dogs? But it's not working, and I think it's because it's not a passion of mine. So I do think if you go into business, it should be something that you truly care about, and it shouldn't be profit-driven. It should be about you wanting to share, you know, the knowledge that you have and how it can help a problem. It can't be just about making money, because that's not a genuine reason for going into business. So.
That's a beautiful story, Sandra. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us and for sharing your story, Sandra. You've accomplished so much, and it's wonderful to hear how you've grown your business even more since receiving a grant. This year, 50 more businesses are receiving an up-and-running grant package of $10,000 to take their business to the next level. And as Marie mentioned earlier, this grant also gets you $500 credit to spend on eBay refurbished technology.
We have another remarkable group of grantees this year. They don't just sell, they repair, teach, and advocate. They connect, they donate, they answer questions, and guide their community of buyers. For instance, amongst this year's recipients is a woman who sells on eBay to support her nonprofit, which provides music education to low-income children and children with disabilities.
One seller is taking care of her kids while currently putting herself through college to become a defense attorney. There's a veteran who, because of his eBay business, was able to take his kids on their first ever vacation, a trip to Disneyland. One business owner is an autistic woman who found the typical work environment challenging and loved the flexibility of selling on eBay. Now, she owns a business that employs several other folks who are autistic, disabled, or living with mental illness. These are just a few examples of sellers who have used eBay to meet their needs and to build more for themselves as well as their communities.
Are you ready to meet the grantees? Let's check out this year's up and running grant recipients.
Oh my God. Oh my God. You really did just say that, right?
That's amazing. That's amazing. Wow. I'm actually excited to share that.
I'm so thrilled to share that, in fact,
that we've actually already selected you as one of our up and running grant recipients.
You won the grant.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Serious? Yeah.
Thank you so much. I thought this was an interview.
oh my God, thank you so much. Oh my goodness.
Today's my birthday. So that's, wow.
Thank you.
I don't even know what to say. I can't believe I won.
Thank you so much. This is incredible.
So now you have this grant. What do you do now?
Do you have any immediate thoughts on sort of next steps?
We recently hired Ukrainian refugees fleeing from the war, and so it definitely helps us, cover payroll and be able to expand our business. And when we do well, our employees do well, eBay does well, and our customers do well. So it really helps us out.
I'm immediately going to be updating all of my equipment. This is an incredible gift.
Getting our RFID system working, having more designated employees for our online part of our business.
Definitely. We'll get one additional VA and possibly one more employee to help Kuda take these bikes apart.
My goal now is to open our own actual brick and mortar store where I have this concept for what I want us to do with Lego. It's not just sell new and used Lego, but it's having a community space for people who are Lego artists, people to come together and do events.
It's land, it's a greenhouse, then it's capital for wholesaling or marketing.
Honestly, this grant program, I think, just has the ability to change so many lives and really help people, especially underprivileged people. Thank you guys.
We're back and joined by Adam. I always find these stories so inspirational. Adam, what did you think?
I'm blown away. This is always such a highlight of the year for me. Huge congratulations to all the winners. I had the honor to share the great news this year with Karen Martinez, owner of Pop Academy. But I'm just so thrilled for every single one of you. Our Up and Running Grants program will be back in 2024. This program is at the core of our DNA, and I'm delighted we'll be providing support to even more sellers. Application information will be shared in the coming months, so be sure to watch the Seller Community Board and, of course, Facebook for details and dates. In the meantime, to this year's grantees, congratulations again, and to every applicant, thank you for your stories, for your passion, and for your partnership.
And most importantly, to each and every one of you, thank you for being part of eBay's community of sellers.